state your name first.
Hello, I am Elizabeth Hill, and I am representing Mr. Marcus Hoffman. And I am here because education opens doors. It has opened doors for you, Your Honor, as a judge, to do what you are doing. It's opened doors for me, as a student, to be able to present in this courtroom. Likewise, education can be the key to opening doors for Mr. Hosmer and his peers. In full view of the preceding evidence that has been stated, we have drawn the conclusion that yes, higher education in prisons should be government funded, as seen through the fact that it will indeed reduce government spending overall. Funding for this program will be cost efficient. And, as former Bard Prison Initiative Professor Ian Bruma stated, it costs the state, New York, about $32,000 a year to keep a person in jail. It costs the Bard Prison Initiative only $2,000 to provide a student with a year of college education. Government-funded higher education in prisons will also reduce recidivism rates by more than 50%, thereby dramatically decreasing the number of incarcerations. In addition to cutting the prison population, the funding of these programs will slash the amount spent on prisons as a whole, saving millions of taxpayer dollars that are allotted to overcrowded prisons. As Gale's opposing viewpoints in context states, the Bureau of Justice Statistics estimates that at the end of 2008, federal prisons were operating at 35% above capacity. The corresponding expenses for housing, medical care, and incarceration are simply astronomical. The Bard Prison Initiative reports on their website, as a country, we spend $212 billion to apprehend, try, and incarcerate prisoners. Many of these incarcerations are due to recidivism, the returning to prison for a charge of a prisoner who was released 3 years ago or less. The Georgia Department of Corrections reports a recidivism rate of 48%. Incarceration costs can be reduced by having higher education in prisons, which has been shown to cut these high and expensive recidivism rates to less than 22%. According to the Bard Prison Initiative, prisoners, once released, will be able to find jobs if educated behind bars, as Mr. Hosmer has requested, because the general reputation will have soared due to participation in such programs. An example of this is the We Recycle company in New York, where COO Virgil Fisher looks forward to hiring released convicts from the Bard Prison Initiative program at Eastern Correctional Facility. Of them, Virgil said, they, educated ex-felons, have better work ethic than those coming out of college, and their work ethic rubs off on the rest of the team. Sure signs that, in fact, these prison-educated ex-criminals can and have thrived outside of prison are the words of murderer and former thief, Anthony Cardinalis. Right now, my title is Manager Supply Chain. Millions of dollars flow through my hands. In addition to that, inmates in post-secondary education programs exhibit less aggressive behavior. As Bob Simons, host of the television show 60 Minutes, paraphrasing Commissioner of New York State Department of Corrections Brian Fisher, stated, inmates in college programs are easier for the prison system to manage. They tend not to start trouble by fighting or arguing. Higher education in prisons and the corresponding lower recidivism rates also benefit society. Less crime also means that we can invest in other parts of our future, the surplus from lower crime rates in cities and towns. As violent crime rates majorly affect cities' public image, Forbes.com has rated Detroit the #1 spot on their list of America's most miserable cities. Out of the 150 largest metro areas that were included, if this crime rate can be lowered drastically by providing higher education in prisons, and thus improving public image and increasing public safety, then why not have these government-funded programs? It will attract workers to our cities and increase production in the United States. Today, the affirmative team has shown that higher education in prisons provides major benefits to both the individuals themselves and society as a whole. For the prisoners, it benefits them both in prison and out. For society, it positively reinforces good public standing in communities and aids the economy by increasing production and innovation while reducing government spending and national debt. Contention that not funding higher education prisons will save money is false. They would only continue to pay the same amount in taxes into a dysfunctional system that does not reform the criminal desires of prisoners' hearts and minds, as them spend the rest of their lives going back and forth between prison and the free world on taxpayers' dollars. Instead, by funding higher education in prisons, you will keep many prisoners from going back. Prisoners who, because of the education received in prison, realize that they do not need to commit crimes to make a living or to feel important. As a result, both the individual and society will benefit. And the cost of higher education in prisons will be more than repaid by the lower recidivism rate and the extra money put back into the economy. In view of this evidence, prisoners like Mr. Hawthorne should be provided post-secondary education. We urge you to please judge in favor of government-funded higher education for Mr. Hawthorne and others like him in prison. Thank you.
Thank you.